Hi, good evening, everyone. What an amazing day of motorcycle riding it has been for all of us. And what a stunning evening this promises to be for all of us. As the sun sets and the stars kind of come up here on the dunes at Kimsar, we are very, very excited to welcome all of you to the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 launch. As you know, this is the final leg of the launch. Siddharth and Govind are here to take you through the launch presentation. But before we get to them, we'd like to just do a very quick recap of the journey of this motorcycle, everything that this bike promises to be and is. So we'd like to run a very quick, short recap film. So can we have the film, please?
Very warm welcome to Royal Enfield. Delighted to have you all here and to be the first at EICMA this year.
2018, we actually launched the twin-cylinder 650cc as a platform. What next in the platform?
Bigger brother to the Meteor.
This is our brand new Super Meteor 650 and we are super proud of it.
I think this will make a cruiser rider out of me. It's absolutely fascinating. Thank you. And here's a Super Meteor. Cheers, everyone.
Super Meteor 650s. What a gorgeous bike it is. It looks like a full-fledged cruiser. It really looks the part.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing the Super Meteor in person.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you all once again. Thank you so much for making the time and to come here for our event, for the launch of the Super Meteor that we're so excited about. You know, we've been building up to it. We had the Super Meteor at EICMA and we had the Super Meteor at our event, Rider Mania Motorverse this year. And for the first time now, yesterday and today, all of you have been riding this lovely motorcycle of ours. And we're so proud of it. We're so delighted about it. And for me, it's, of course, it is what it is, but it's more than that. It's what Royal Enfield is and what Royal Enfield is becoming. And as you know, we don't do too many things, but we do them, we don't do that many motorcycles, but what we do, we take our time, we take a lot of effort, we put the best people in the business behind it, and I believe we do something really well. And you're going to see a lot more of that from Royal Enfield in the coming years. That's just what we are. We're learning, we love our motorcycling, we enjoy motorcycling ourselves, like we said yesterday, and we're just making motorcycles for people who love motorcycles. And I believe, you know, our philosophy has always been that, or our thought process has been that there's a big gap in middleweights. And you know, we always saw the big bikes were beautiful and there were nice bikes in the heavy space or whatever it is. But people ignored the middleweight space. And that's where we said we're going to make an impact and we're going to do something really interesting. And it works for us because that's where our home market in India, that's where the market is evolving to, from smaller bikes to bigger bikes, and markets around the world. So developing countries are also developing like that. And of course, countries like US, Europe, you know, and Japan, Australia, New Zealand, all of those, Korea, they're bigger bike markets, but they're now seeing the benefit of smaller bikes. There's so much going on in mid-sized bikes. So that's the world that we live in, and that's the world that we're trying to expand and explore and make it more interesting for everybody. And that's really where we come to the Super Meteor. So for us, it's an evolution of all the things that we've been doing over the years. And it's, of course, it's, you know, we've all ridden it today, so we all know what it's like. And I think, like I said in the video earlier, it's made me interested in cruising as well. And that's really what we want to do. People who, I mean, of course, there are people who are interested in cruisers, but people who are not that interested in cruisers may actually like this motorcycle, and we believe a lot of them will. And that's our orientation, and that's what we want to do. And like I said, we've put a lot of energy behind it, and the outcome, as I hope all of you have been able to see today, because it was really nice riding with all of you and chatting with all of you during the ride. It's been a wonderful day out in Rajasthan, one of the most beautiful places for me in the world, and certainly to ride in. I think one of the things hopefully you see, which I don't think you see on too many cruisers, is that it actually handles really well. It takes corners really well also. It feels stable. It feels good across the board. And it's, of course, it does your straight roads really well, but that's what we bring on the table as Royal Enfield. So that's something that we wanted to do, and I believe we've been able to accomplish that here with the Super Meteor. Also for us, we really wanted to push ourselves on the refinement of this motorcycle, and we've put a lot of energy and hard work and hours and capital, let's say, behind making this a super refined motorcycle. So whether it's on the throttle response or all the the premium parts that we put in, we've put in a lot of effort, and I really believe, and I hope all of you do, that this is absolutely by far the most stunning, the most accessible, beautiful, and capable middleweight motorcycle in the category. And we really believe that this will expand the market, and it'll take our twins platform. We've had the Interceptor and the GT for many years now. This is going to add another layer to the entire twins platform for us and take that to a totally different level in markets around the world. So this is going to be available everywhere in the world, wherever Royal Enfield is. So yeah, once again, I'm really, really happy to have you all here. We're so excited that you could all make it and be here for this gorgeous day, and out here in Keemsar, in the sand dunes here. It's, yeah, doesn't get better for me, and I hope you enjoy it as well. And we have a video now. It's a backstory on the Super Meteor. So we're going to start with that, and then we've got Govind Rajan coming after me. Thank you very much.
When I'm walking on a breeze, I got no enemies. I just do what I please.
Modern day Royal Enfield has a long history in cruisers. We learned a lot about our consumers, what they actually use, what they like, what they don't. And then that evolved into the Lightning and then the Thunderbird.
It actually gave more and more experience to us about what consumer is wanting for a long distance ride.
And we always knew when we ceased production of the Thunderbird 500, we wanted a larger capacity cruiser to take over.
When we went into developing the Super Meteor, that was our starting point, to take that legacy and bring it forward.
When we are looking at a thoroughbred cruiser from Royal Enfield, it should be simple, easy to handle.
So when they came to cruising, people are looking for a Royal Enfield take on different genres, different platforms, and that became very interesting for us. That opened our eyes to Royal Enfield's take on cruising.
An additional challenge, it's got to be a global bike. So everything's got to work on the highways you get in Europe, but also some of the, let's face it, more challenging urban roads that you get in India.
It was the real push that this had to look like a cruiser, feel like a cruiser, but ultimately we're quite happy with how it behaves dynamically as well.
The same way that the original 650 twins were a new thing for us, we're doing that again now with the Super Meteor.
It became clear this engine was, if not even better suited for this bike. It just works really well in this package.
But also in the tuning of the engine, clearly we need to give the character of a cruiser. So completely new exhaust, completely new intake. Clearly the mapping is dedicated to this bike.
This was really new for a modern Royal Enfield. You could be passing people on the motorway, no problem. It ticked all the boxes.
Outside of that, virtually everything else on this bike is brand new. It's an entirely new mainframe, entirely new suspension geometry, bodywork is brand new, tank, side panels, swinging arm. We've gone for upside down forks for the first time on a Royal Enfield. And our very first LED headlight, everything on the bike really is, as I say, from a clean sheet of paper, is brand new.
In any project, there are a few really key points. One of the best is when you're only about a year or so into the project and you actually ride the bike for the first time. It's a mule bike. Although it looks awful, it rides like it should.
When I saw it first time, I said, yes, we got the motorcycle bang on. That's the Super Meteor.
We wanted to make it so that the dynamics of the bike, you didn't have to put your feet down. We wanted to make the slow speed maneuverability. We wanted to make it really predictable, really neutral, so you can still ride around really slow.
I think it is like instantly familiar though, and although it is foot forward, you can just jump on it and ride, which is exactly what you want to do. Yeah, and the big piston forks gives you that control, but also that plushness as well. It's been a massive step forward.
It's improved the dynamics, it's improved the control, it hugely increased our braking stability. It's helped dial in all these areas for us.
DNA of everything Royal Enfield does. So, what makes a Royal Enfield? So one is desirability. You have to walk into a showroom and think, I've got to have that.
So usually when we design anything for any bike, we try to emphasize our shapes. It's literally, we emphasize with color and the graphics.
And Royal Enfield, basically, if you see like all the colors, they fight for their existence.
So between those two variations, we have like the more touring versions are more the classical look, whereas the other versions are a bit metallic heavy. It's a Royal Enfield way of understanding what a modern cruiser should be.
And I think we looked at the badge from the go. The motorcycle should feel like it's moving, right? Even if it's standing still.
We are a 121-year-old startup. That's what is the DNA of this organization. We have been continuously improving, and we're a strong believer as an organization that every day you have to keep improving.
This particular bike, being the premium most, is going to be the benchmark for the future and the best quality levels.
With the Super Meteor, we wanted to make sure that this product is tough, dependable, and absolutely reliable. We have done most rigorous testing for this Super Meteor. Each individual component's gone through rigorous testing with the extreme conditions and all. And in-house and outdoor testing is equivalent to more than a combined of 1 million kilometers on road.
All of that comes together to make a bike that overall, when you walk up to it, you just think, that's great, I really like that.
And the Super Meteor is the latest step in that journey. We are continuing to raise the bar.
It's also a motorcycle which is actually developed by both the tech centers in UK and in India.
We get all the benefit from all the feedback of hundreds of thousands of kilometres in India and in the UK.
All the testing locations and all the different people riding the bike just adds for a better, more versatile product. Every rider, every riding style, every performance level, everyone can jump on it and have a great time.
So whereas we are chaotic, that's something that is definitely there. We're also really a family. Everyone is dedicated to what we do. It's not just a product.
I don't think there is a more pleasurable feeling than sitting on something, been designing yourself and working for so long.
It's kind of a baby. You look at it and it's like, I want to do something good with that, and when you let it go, and I think Royal Enfield is really special on that one.
Super Meteor is much more than a classic cruiser.
It's wicked. It puts a massive smile on your face. You get on it and you know you're instantly on a cruiser. But when you get onto the nice twisty roads, you'll have an even bigger smile on your face.
And we come from a place of understanding riders, and we really believe that this will resonate with people in a totally different way.
I am super thrilled to see that Super Meteor motorcycle coming into the
Royal Enfield family. It's really Royal Enfield's take on cruising, a thoroughbred cruiser across the globe.
I got my feet on the cloud and I won't come down. Feet on the cloud and I won't come down.
So, I'm sure I'm not going to talk to you once again about how the Super Meteor came and all. You would have seen it. I must tell you, fundamentally, how is it all possible at Royal Enfield? We have a very obsessed team, which always reimagine every category and segments. Keep looking at what's the kind of a differentiated product which we can give and an experience which we can give it to the consumers. Sometimes I feel we are over obsessed, and that's why that was mentioning. We take long time in deriving the product, testing it, bringing it to the market and all. You know, we did the Thunderbird. When we launched it in India, it opened up the thought even for the consumers to say, oh, here is a motorcycle which can be used for long distance riding. That was in India, and it turned out to be a good success. People started enjoying it. On the background, we launched our Meteor 350 for the global audience. And everybody started enjoying, oh, that's a motorcycle from Royal Enfield, which is an entry cruiser, easy cruising. As Siddharth was mentioning, we are always looking at that there is a space for a thoroughbred cruiser, which can be made from Royal Enfield. That's when we started thinking about this motorcycle, Super Meteor 650. It's almost about 4 years. The platform has to get established, the 650. We established it through our Continental GT and Interceptor, and we started working on the Super Meteor 650. If you actually look at this, it's almost an hard work of the team by almost three and a half years. As I mentioned, it's an obsessed team. They start looking at every bits and pieces of this motorcycle should actually be giving the differentiated experience for all the consumers, and that's what we could able to bring this motorcycle in life now. This motorcycle now, it's, you know, cruisers are there. As Siddharth was mentioning, there are cruisers. What comes to mind is it's heavier, bigger, it's not easy to access. When we were conceiving this, at that point of time itself, we said it should be a differentiated cruiser. It should have a solid road presence, it should be gorgeous looking, but yet it should be very, very accessible for anyone to get onto the motorcycle and ride. I'm not a cruising guy. I mean, trust me, today, when I was just riding, I didn't feel like getting out of the motorcycle. So I was continuously riding, even though people were asking, can I have the motorcycle for some more time? I felt that, no, let me ride it because it's enjoying. It's such an easy machine which you can ride. You know, accessibility has to come in from different angles. One is about the way it handles, availability of the motorcycle, and also the price point. I'm sure all of you will be looking at when is this motorcycle going to be available, at what price point. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be available at Europe from March 2023 onwards at a price point. There it is at 7,890 euros in Europe. At the same time, it will be available at UK at a price point. Can I have that? At 6,799 GBP. That's about where it is available for Europe and UK. What's it happening in India? So the accessibility also have to be looked at. In India, the booking starts from the 16th of January 2023, and the delivery to the consumers will start from 1st February 2023. And that will be available at a starting price point of, there you see, 3,48,900. That's the price point of the entry model of Super Meteor 650. That's where we thought that, you know, we have a gorgeous looking motorcycles, very accessible at a price point that we can offer to the consumer who should enjoy the motorcycling, which is Royal Enfield stands for the pure motorcycling. Anyway, that's what I thought that I should share it with you guys. Thank you very much for taking out time and being here with us as guests, riding along with us. It's been wonderful having you all at this this brilliant place in Rajasthan. Before I sign off, let me just leave with you some of the images of this terrain where we all have been riding together. The images on the screen, please. Thank you very much. All the best and cheers.